Hello guys, welcome back to Photographics Academy. All right, so today we are building something very magical. We're going to be transforming this particular image using this background over here. Trust me, I am so excited. I love the whole fireworks on the whole lighting pattern, rather the reflections on the wall. Looking at the pattern, it's mimicking, looking exactly like the pattern of my dress. Amazing look that we are going to have at the end of the day. So without wasting much of your time, let's quickly get started. The first thing we're going to definitely do is to size our image and take care of all the distractions, right? So I'm going to just pick up my cropping tool, make sure I'm in 4x5. That works already, and just maybe push it in a little bit, press enter. Then I'll pick up my rectangular marquee tool and just make a rough selection like this. Just something of this size is okay. Right click, select inverse, and just fill it up. Fill, content aware fill. Let's wait for it. Good. The job is clean and good. So the next thing we need to do is to separate our object from the background. Right, so we'll make a selection of our subject. And once the selection is made, you need to go around, right, to make sure your selection is okay. Look at this area. It needs to be added. So we'll just select inverse, so that our plus will be working as, our shift will be working as plus. All right, so come over here, look at these areas. So I think I'm just going to use that particular strand over there. So this particular stage is very, very important, where you take out time and make sure that all your selection is okay and usable. All right, we can work with this. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go into my, all right, look at my fingernails. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'll go to my select, go to modify, and go to, I think it should be expand. Let's see. Good, that pushes it in by a few pixels. So once I'm done doing this, I'm going to make a duplicate. Right click and go to layer via cut. Now we can either do layer via cut or we'll just mask it. So I'll just create a mask for her here, right? Reload the selection, make a duplicate of my background again, select inverse, and expand, modify, expand by 22, then fill it up with content aware. So what I just did is I just separated my object from my background, so that when I remove my object, my background is standing alone. So our object is gone. You don't need to bother about the edges. Reason being that once we load this up, Ctrl I, it just covers it up. So now we'll have our background here, we'll have our object here. Look at our background and look at our object right there. So now the next thing to do is to bring in the background we want to use. So I'll come over here, unlock this, use my move tool, and just drag it and keep it over my object. Scale it in somewhere around here. I want her to be standing somewhere around here. Beautiful. Now there are many options we can use. We can decide to, change the blend mode, darken things down, so that we can be able to restore our original shadows and all of that. But this is how I'm going to approach this particular one. I'm going to first of all blur this background out. Right, I'm going to first of all blur it out, maybe 170-ish. Let's see how sweet that is looking. Beautiful. Beautiful. So the next thing I want to do, if you look at this image, you will say she is not looking real, right? And the reason is because this particular one here, the blend mode is not changing. If I change the blend mode now, you will notice that it looks a bit more realistic. But the issue with that as well is that we lose contrast. So how do we fix it? Very simple. First of all, I'm going to make a duplicate of this. Remember, I'll turn this one off and blend this one. So we can even decide to blend with something darker, because we are trying to restore shadows to that place. We can as well change it later if it's not looking good. Then we can come over to this particular original background and just brighten things up a little bit. Just slightly, not much. So once we are done doing that, I can now from here, okay, we don't actually need to do this because our shadows are originally restored, right? If I have this if I have this on overlay, I should be able to, from here, restore a bit of my shadows back. You see that? Okay. So we'll just have this here. If I do the before and after, where is it? We see that some of the original hair strands start showing up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come here, create a mask, pick up my brush, and just restore those tiny lost strands like that. So now that I've done this, I need this effect to come up here, but this one is here. So what do? I come over here and create a mask for it. Need to reduce this as much as possible and just brush over. So the essence of this brushing over is to give her a place to stand on, right? And because of that brush over we did, if I come over here and paint on this edge, I'm going to lose some of those original backgrounds that are popping up behind there and still maintain a very good image. Just very tiny effect right there. Beautiful. So I have this going on. So I don't think we need to do it here. You need to go there. Check where it is again. Alright, beautiful. Now, next thing I want to do is to make sure I match the luminosity. If I create a black and white adjustment layer here, you will notice that my main image is darker than my background. So what do? I'll come over here and create a curve, clip it to my object, and just brighten her up a little, and still use it to create a kind of a contrast boost effect. So if I turn this up, you'll notice that my object even stands out the more, still looking like she was there originally. So we'll just bring this thing down a little bit more. Now, looking at the overall environment, you'll notice that this is a reflective surface, and we cannot have our object standing here and her reflection is not on the floor. So what do? We'll come over here, make a duplicate, and come down here, Ctrl T, and just flip vertically. So just drag this and drop it right over here by that. Beautiful. So we can decide to change the blend mode to anything. So if I change it to this times, I have to make a duplicate to make it even stronger, right? Something like this. Or we can decide to just leave it like that, reduce the opacity, use our blend it in and blur it out. But I think I love what the blending options is doing. So let's see if we'll get a better blending option than over here. Okay, so this works for me. Soft light, make a duplicate, put them in the same group, and now we can what is it called, match the group together. Soft light, beautiful. Reduce the effects. Okay, blur it out a little bit. So I think that particular blending is not working. We'll have to use the other way around, right? Because when you are talking about blending, you're not talking of, when you're talking about reflection, rather, you're not talking of shadow, you're talking about reflection. So I'm going to come into my blend beef and just split it out like this. Just to make sure it's not, covering the whole entire stuff. Press OK, then blur it out. Press OK, reduce the blend, reduce the intensity, just like that. So now we'll have our reflection perfectly situated. Now let's look at the edge of my head. Beautiful. So all I need to do with this hair right now, I need to delete the black and white. All I need to do with the hair right now is just to use my brush and remove few strands that I feel are not necessary. But I actually love the selection we have right here. So the last thing I'm going to be doing on this particular one, okay, look at these edges. I need to fix that edge, right? So if I come over here and use my brush to take care of all of this. So this might take a little time, but we'll get it done. So I'm looking at my reflection down here right now, and I'm noticing a few discrepancies. Here, let me move it around so you can see what I'm saying. So this is how my reflection is supposed to be. Then here pulls in. So we'll just use was that. We'll just keep this here. Use our warp tool and just drag that skin. So we'll just bring here down. Okay, press enter. Let's see how that looks. I'm not even sure what that will look like, but let's see how it looks. Okay, I think it works. It works really well. Beautiful. So all I need to do is just use my brush and remove these excessive lines running through here and still maintain our opacity size before now. Beautiful. So if I create a stamp visible layer for everything we've done, pick up my tool stamp and just fix this particular area. Do the same thing for there. Let me remove this entirely. And this is the result of that. So with this result right now, all I need to do is to create a color lookup adjustment layer to give us that beautiful color harmony effect. I love this particular chocolate effect that we just got on this image over here. Beautiful. So I'll create a stamp visible layer again, go into my camera raw filter and make the whole thing pop up. So come over here, a little bit in my highlights, little bit over here, little bit here. Warm things up just slightly. Hit a very tiny vignetting effect. Press OK, and we are good to go. So let me create a snapshot of everything we've done so I can show you where we started and where we are. So this was when we started, right over here, and this is how much we have done. Thank you so much for watching this amazing video. Do make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel, and if you subscribe, click on the notification bell to get notified every single time we drop a new video. If you want access to this background that we used in this particular one, all you need to do is to go to the description of the video. You will see our Telegram community link right there. Use that particular link to gain access to our Telegram community, where we send you all the backgrounds and every other thing that we use regularly. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure that you follow us for more.